Yo, good morning YouTube. So I got a busy day today, so I'm probably not going to get anything done on the blue one. But what I do need to do is give my silver Micra a clean, which was my daily. Give it a bit of a clean, find somewhere to park it up for the next couple of months because I'm having trouble with the ECU, which is a mega squirt, and I think it's a dry solder joint. And when it gets cold, I just can't get it to start. It loses crank signal. So I'm probably going to park it up, take the ECU out, send the ECU off to the person who built it and ask for them to go through it. So yeah, I'm going to make I'll give you a quick little walk around of the car, then I'm going to give it a clean, make a little montage of the cleaning maybe. The only problem is it's really damn windy outside, so there might be a problem with sound. We'll have to wait and see. So this is my pre-facelift K10 Micra. It has facelift bumpers, facelift wheels which I had banded. The body is very, very standard. The other day I noticed that the front tyres were getting a bit low, so I had to put some emergency 175/50s on. And on the back I've got 185/60s which I ran all round, and they're NS2Rs, which are the track day Nankang tyre. Not the full-on slick, but they're pretty fruity. A quick look at the boot, which is like basically standard, needs a bit of a clean. Washer bottle in the back. Shotgun exhaust. And then inside I've got the full standard interior. Full standard interior, batteries there, but I usually run a much smaller battery, but because it's been stood up for a week or two now, I had to just find a battery that I quickly stuffed on it just to get it running. So I got my mega squirts underneath there, all standard clocks. Needs a bit of a polish in here. Bulge in the carpet is because there's a huge fuel filter under there. I had like a micro fuel filter, but there was some rubbish in the tank and it just kept clogging, and it actually clogged on the rolling road, and it cost me 240 quid to have a rolling road session, and it was a complete waste of time because the fueling was incorrect. We even changed the fuel pump, we didn't even think to change the fuel filter. That's a bit of a schoolboy. So in here it's a CG13 and it's got GSX-R, no sorry, they're R6 throttle bodies from the 2009. We've got a Civic radiator, which has got the fan switch tucked in underneath the scuttle, slam panel, sorry. And we've got a Polo 6N2 16 valve manifold, cheap Nismo cap. I'm running a top feed rail from a CGA with Primera QG18 injectors, MX5 coil pack. It's got an oil leak, developed an oil leak recently. That's probably because I'm running like all stainless fixings, and then I've got LED bulbs because, you know, they're really stealth. The wiring goes in and all the wiring runs behind the bumper bar and up through the wing. So I modified the strut tops so I could use BC coilover and spherical bearing top mounts. It's all camber adjustable. I've got on the bottom arms they're adjustable. No, they're not adjustable. They've got spherical bearings outboard. You see that? That's a crank position sensor. We cut teeth into the bottom pulley on a prototrack milling machine. I have actually got a fresh engine to go in this that I rebuilt. Needs detailing. So Hell Performance did all my brake lines right throughout the car. The only problem with that is running soft line front to rear, and it's given me a slightly spongy pedal, but I don't really mind it too much. stops fine. Okay, so it is a little bit better now. Got some rust coming through in places. Down here, paint peeling off. So, I mean, this thing was only painted a couple of years ago. There was a rubber seal along here, so I think that was hiding some of the rust. And because that's come out, it's also making some of the paint peel. Some rust coming through here. Paint peeling, rust again, rust. Engine bay looks a little bit better. I've got a high compression engine for this that I built. It's a CG10 with a CG13 crank. It's got high lift cams and a port and polish head. I'll show you that in a bit actually, because it's just in a shed. It's got a 1 litre box. I need a light and flywheel for it and a new clutch, and I need to detail it like this engine. This one's a little bit rough now. couple of weeks until I find somewhere dry. There we go. Okay, so that's my little Micra. Now I'm going to quickly go down to the shed, show you my engine that I'm building, and really I've got to decide what to do with the car. I guess in the spring I'll pull it out, give it another clean, and then decide whether to get it painted again, maybe get all the paint sorted out and fit the high compression engine, or fit a VTEC or something, or turbo the engine that's in it and save the high compression engine for something else. I've actually got a Mini with a Swift GTI engine in, so that engine's a bit worse for wear, and I built it 15 years ago, so it's not actually that great. So I could actually do the conversion again, but using the Nissan Micra engine. Then I'd use the throttle bodies and I'd use the high compression engine. Well, the other option is to put all the standard management back on it, standard ECU, and then sell it, because I could probably knock about £1,000 off the price if I put all the standard ECU and wiring and inlet manifold on, because as it stands the car probably owes me £3,500. Okay, so this is my shed, full of crap really, but this is the engine that I'm building. I haven't touched it for a long time now, but it's got a ported head, pretty roughly done, but it's only a Micra, and any little helps on a Micra because they don't breathe well. AN fittings on the valve cover for the breathers. This one will go to a breather tank. This is a PCV that just blanked, and then the 90 will come down to this new block breather that I made, which is also obviously dash 10, I believe. Yeah, dash 10. Just needs cleaning and finishing, this engine. I don't think there's anything to see under the cover. Actually, I wrote down the figures for the valve clearances, so I never actually finished sorting out the valve clearances, and these are reground cams. I can't remember the exact figures, but I believe they're going to be Kent reground cams, and I use CGA valves because they're 1mm longer, and I just ground them to suit and shim them to suit. Somewhere in here there is actually a gearbox, so that's the 1 litre gearbox I'm going to use, and I actually had an accident and completely smashed the gearbox mount off and tore part of the box away, the mounting boss, so I welded it up and it just needs like fettling back, drilling and tapping, and then the gearbox needs all stainless bolts and fixings and painting, so I'll get to that one day. This happens to be the engine for the blue one. Not much to see apart from a ghetto coolant reroute and a competition clutch and light and flywheel. So there we go. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Cheers!